Hello, I've got news. So we got another hamster. Our hamsters Daisy and Bella died last month and we were very sad. I wasn't sure if we were going to get another one, and then we saw Rocket at the SPCA near Dundee, and he'd been there for quite a while. He looked a little bit sad and lonely, and we thought I'd adopt him. So this is Rocket's new setup behind me. I actually bought a new enclosure for Rocket. So we did have Bella and Daisy's, but Bella's enclosure was actually 3 all linked by tunnels, and Bella liked it, but it was difficult to move around, difficult to clean, and none of them on their own was sufficiently large enough for a hamster. All combined they were, but not one of them on their own had the right amount of floor space. Daisy's cage was huge. You might remember it. In fact, I'll link to it in the comments. It was a big timber one that we bought last year, but being timber, it had started to deteriorate a little bit, so it was hard to properly disinfect and clean. There were areas in the corner of the cage that had become soiled, and you can't really wash and then spray with disinfectant like you can plastic or wire. Plus, Daisy had chewed the wood in quite a few places, and the hamster we've adopted, Rocket, is a dwarf hamster, and he's a lot smaller, and I wasn't sure anyway that a dwarf hamster wouldn't be able to escape through some of the chewed places. So I had a look around. It is really hard to get a cage that's sufficiently large enough in the UK for hamsters, but this one is from Pets at Home. It costs £80. It's 1 metre long by 50 centimetres wide, which is more than enough floor space. It's got a lot of digging area, as you can see, and you can get a lot of special additions for it. So it's quite a popular one, and there are people who make things for it. So actually this shelving that I've got over here doesn't come with the cage. It actually comes with a plastic shelf, but you can buy lots of different size shelves to fit on it. You can even replace the wire front with a plastic front if you want. There's someone who makes plastic fronts just for the Savic Plaza, which I thought was quite cool. So how about I give you a tour of the new cage? In Rocket's cage, we've got the wheel that I used to use for Daisy. So this is a silent runner. It's a really fantastic wheel made in the US that's completely silent, good quality, easy to clean. So we're just using it for Rocket. It's way too big for him actually, but he'll have no trouble running in it. It's better to have a wheel that's too big than too small. And then if we start in this corner, I've got a little ladder and some steps up to this little plastic house. Came with the Savic Plaza. I don't know if he'll use it, probably not, but I've decided just to keep it because it hangs on the side of the cage. We'll see if it gets any use. Underneath here I've got a little I've repurposed a kitchen salt dish because I don't use any salt. This is actually quite a nice thing to use as a sand bath or a toilet for hamsters. So this is, I'm hoping he'll use it as the toilet. I've put a sort of a hemp substrate in there, and Daisy used to quite like peeing in that, so we'll see if Rocket does as well. And I've got another shelf there, little coconut house there. If I come back down, I've got some tunnels, although I have a feeling Rocket will like making his own tunnels, but if he wants to, there's the start of a tunnel there. And then on the other side, there's a little archway, a bridge that goes above the house. And then I did have his food on this ledge, but he's so little, I'm not actually sure if he can climb up here yet. So Bella and Daisy would have managed that no problem. So I've moved his food down here just for now while I see what he's capable of doing. If he can get up there, if he can't, I'll move the shelf down. It's very easy to adjust this. And then I've got some stepping stones up to a high shelf. None of this shelving comes with the Savic Plaza. They give you a plastic shelf, which is fine. I just preferred this one. So that's what I've got in there for now. But I can always switch it around, and that's the nice thing if you change their housing around every now and then it makes it a bit more interesting for them. So I've also got, this is something Elizabeth made. It's a boredom breaker. She's stuffed some fresh carrot in the middle and toilet paper on either end to see if the hamster can sniff it out and get to it. This is also a millet spray, and they like munching on this, and in fact he's already had a go at this. He quite liked that. But they like flax, sprays, oat, barley, anything like that. And as for Rocket, he has buried himself somewhere here. So he just started digging his own burrow, went down, and he's made himself a nest. Because during the day, this is his bedtime. I suspect we won't see him again until this evening. Anyway, I hope he's happy. The Savic Plaza I've been so far impressed with, although we haven't even had it a day yet. I like that it's got a very big opening, makes it easy to get in and reach, grab things, make changes. It's just a bit noisy. So if you want to sneak in and do stuff while they're asleep, it's quite noisy to do. But otherwise it's good. It's probably the only cage you can buy at the pet store in the UK that is sufficiently big enough. All the others are just too small for hamsters and really should be banned.